Hey guys and ladies, I have Julie with me today. Julie is an expert on pelvic floor, pre-postnatal, and so I wanted to bring her in and show you a little bit about what to do for your pelvic floor health. It adds a lot of benefits sexually. I mentioned that first for a reason. Everybody's watching now, everybody's engaged. You don't need to know a lot about the actual muscles. We're not going to get that deep. So all of these little tiny muscles in here you don't need to know about. The main pelvic floor we'll discuss, that separates the pelvic cavity from the perineum, and that holds all of the internal organs in. It does a lot of health with, like I said, reproductive, sexual, but also incontinence. That's a big one. Exercising, coughing, sneezing, things like that, it's gonna help a lot with. So if you do these exercises properly, it will help, and it'll help engage your lower abs and a lot of spinal health. The main muscles that are at the bottom, again, we won't explain too much of that. Julie might go into more detail. I'm gonna act like I don't know anything, and I don't, to an extent, compared to Julie. She's the expert on this, but I'm gonna ask questions and we'll get into it. So here we go.
So we have our first exercise here, which is gonna be our connection breath. We have Ben laying here flat on his back, arms are by his side. We wanna first stabilize our pelvis, and to do that, we're gonna push our hips back into the ground. We're gonna take our ribs and we're gonna pull them together like a corset. And that's gonna allow us to keep everything nice, stable, in a neutral position. From there, we're gonna go ahead and take a deep breath out. We're gonna exhale, we're gonna push our belly out, ribs are gonna go out, and then from there, we're gonna go ahead and push away from our pelvic floor. We're gonna breathe in, and we're gonna pull up on our pelvic floor. Think about pulling up like you're zippering a jacket up. So we'll go ahead, repeat that again. So deep breath out, push away from the pelvic floor, breathing in, pulling up on the pelvic floor. Perfect. Couldn't be better. Awesome.
Now, should I be straining or
No.
a gentle push?
No, just a gentle push.
My lower back stays flat.
Yes,
Okay.
flat the entire time. Hips stay nice, squared, stable. Yep. And all we're focusing on is our breathing. Deep breath in, deep breath out. We're allowing our pelvic floor to connect to our diaphragm, which is gonna help activate our core muscles. So our second exercise here is gonna be a variation of a dead bug. I'm gonna have Ben staying on his back here. He's gonna go ahead and place both his palms on the box. Fingers are pointed down. We're gonna bring those elbows together. So we're gonna bring the biceps by our ears as much as we can.
A little tight.
We're gonna bring our legs up so they're 90 degrees. We're gonna bring our knees in line with our ankles here. So knees and ankles are in line, and then we want our knees and our hips in line. So I'm gonna have you shift your legs a little bit forward. Right. And then same thing here, we wanna keep our hips stable. So by doing that, we're gonna push our hips back into the ground. We're going to bring our ribs together like a corset. So go ahead and push our hips, bring the ribs together. And then we're going to think about pushing our hands into the box here. As we're doing that, we're gonna extend one leg out down towards the ground. Yep, breathing in, breathing out, and then pull your heel back in towards your body. Awesome, go ahead, yep, breathe in, breathe out, pull your heel back in towards the body. Good, yep, breathe in, breathe out.
All while keeping that back flat.
All while keeping, wanna keep the back flat, hips are stabled, and really focusing on the breathing when we start our movement. So going all the way up, breathing in, breathing out as we're bringing our leg back. So this is gonna help target that transverse abdominis, which is our deep core muscle, as well as working a little bit of our pelvic floor.
I should try to keep it good close to your pelvic tilt the entire time.
Yeah, more so a neutral pelvis. Yep. So everything, want to keep everything as much as we can in a good neutral alignment. Good, yep, so elbows really want to stay tucked as much as you can. It might be tough, but here we go. Good, yep, breathe in, breathe out, pull the heel back in. Perfect, yep. Our third exercise is going to be a bear crawl hold. So Ben up on all fours here. He's keeping all of his joints in line. So he's got his shoulders and wrists in line. He's got his hips and knees in line, and then knees and ankles, although I might have you shift a little bit forward. Good, there we go. And then walk your knees back a little bit. Yep, there we go. A little bit forward. There we go. All right, so you're gonna be up on your toes, right where we're at here. We're gonna go ahead and, not quite yet. We're gonna go ahead and we wanna focus on expanding our belly out. So we're gonna exhale, breathing out, expand the stomach out. And then we're gonna go ahead, breathe in, bring that rib cage together. As you're doing that, you're gonna lift up off your knees, a few inches up off the ground. We got about 5-second hold here. Good, go ahead, relax, come back down. Same thing, go ahead, breathe out, expand the belly. Yep, breathing in, pull the rib cage together and up off the knees. Good, yep, keeping that back nice and flat and then a slight tilt in that pelvis there. Good. Yep, back down, yep, breathe in, breathe. Bring the rib cage together, yep, and then up off the knees. Perfect.
I think it's good to explain the difference between the pelvic floor strengthening and traditional ab exercises. A lot of people get their hip flexors involved, they get other muscles involved, a lot of lower abs that they think are the pelvic floor muscles, and they're not. There's a lot of
lower back as well too that people like to engage.
And the piriformis and obviously the obturator internus are the two muscles that connect to the femur. So when you move a lot of the femur, you are going to work those. They do support the pelvic floor around, but they're not actually pelvic floor muscles. A lot of people confuse that. So.
Yeah, so I would say just focus a lot on trying to keep your pelvis in a good neutral alignment. So we don't want to be too tilted forward, more of an anterior tilt, or too tilted back where you have a posterior. You want to stay in that neutral position, which is a lot of the time just keeping that diaphragm rib cage over the pelvis.
Yeah, and a lot of people have issues with that because they either do have the anterior pelvic tilt, most people do, more so than the posterior pelvic tilt. I think it's like an 80 or 85% anterior. But either way, neutral spine is really hard to come by. A lot of people don't have a neutral spine. This is gonna help get a better neutral spine. It helps protect the back. It helps keep the wedge in the disc a lot better, more narrow and less of a wedge gap where you're gonna push out and get herniations and protrusions. But this is really, really good. Again, I'm gonna say it, sexual health is one of the best things you can do. Stop and focus on this, guys and girls. Even you, Daniel, filming right now. It's great for you to do. Everyone is involved here, and it is great for incontinence, sneezing, coughing, and exercising for bladder control. We deal with a lot of that, a lot of women post-pregnancy. So see a local exercise physiologist that is trained and certified in pre-postnatal and pelvic floor, or see a PT, and keep watching videos. So thanks for being with us.
Thank you.